Hi, this is Dodger and you're watching my show. I was in the desert for a couple of days and it was super fun. Although this video is a day late, sorry. But that's okay, we can talk about some stuff, some like weird stuff, because look, pretty much all the news from last week was what was your favorite deedly-doops of the year deedly-doop? While we could talk about that, for me, there are just so many. I know, Watson agrees. So for our first piece of news, you can now get an action figure of yourself made using your Kinect. It's like super narcissistic, but also kind of awesome. Like I really want one, but you just need your Kinect, your PC, and then a program called Shapify. And it just uses the Kinect to like scan your body doing whatevs, which is kind of dangerous. So you just like pose however you want and it scans you and then it puts it into the system and then they send you the little figurine of yourself. And I was thinking to myself, wow, that would be a really great gift for somebody, but at the same time you'd have to like nonchalantly scan them and have them not know. I got you this action figure of you sitting on my couch. Overall, it's like kind of fun. It's like kind of a fun idea. I just really want to be in the weirdest position possible and then just make like 100 of myself and send them to all of my friends. Maybe that's where the gift idea comes in. You know, when like when people give you a picture of themselves as a birthday gift, they're like, here, I framed my own face so that you'll always remember me. Zynga is now accepting Bitcoin for all your Farmville, Cityville needs. There's a program called BitPay that basically just lets you pay for things with Bitcoin on the internet, even though Bitcoin is already an internet currency. So Zynga is now accepting BitPay. Okay, so while I understand it logistically, the thing that I don't get is Bitcoins are pretty sought after. They're something that is not regulated by any government. They're a form of currency that you can use on pretty much anything. And the possibility of somebody sitting there going, God, think of all the in-game diddly-dops I could get with my Bitcoins. Bitcoins have gone up though. They went down in December, but they're climbing back up. Don't use them on Farmville. You find another use, guys. Like, come on. Penny Arcade has officially distanced itself from PAX, much like they did with Child's Play back in the day. But basically what happened with Child's Play is they felt that the content of their comic was holding back the charity at large, that people were judging the charity based on the content of their comic. So they were like, all right, let's distance ourselves from it so that it can flourish and grow and we can support it from afar. Mike Krahulik, or Gabe, at Penny Arcade has said that they want Penny Arcade to distance itself from PAX as well, because there were so many people who were very offended by him and just the way that he handled a lot of issues, to the point that they said they didn't want to go to PAX anymore. And after learning a lot last year, he said that he wants to be less of a bully, he wants to be more open to people telling him, you know, this is not okay. And has said, you know, PAX is its own thing now, and so we're going to also distance ourselves from that. We want people to feel like PAX is a family-friendly, safe place. People ask me a lot what my opinions are on that whole thing, and I have a lot of opinions on it, but I do think that this is a very good step for him to say, I learned a lot. I've been a bully. I realize that now. Because regardless of how it started, the conduct of the way that it continued was his fault. So I do think that that was good. Do I think that it's going to entice people who have said, no, I'm not going to PAX, to maybe come back to PAX? I have no idea, but it's a good step. Any of you who are planning on buying some rando X-Men or Spider-Man or the Deadpool game on Steam, Xbox Live, or PSN, unfortunately, they have all been pulled by Activision. Activision has pulled all of their Marvel games except Amazing Spider-Man, I think. Now here's the part of this that's confusing to me. So number one, they are no longer producing physical copies of any of these games. So you can find them new and used, but there's a finite number of them. So you can get them cheap, you can get them now, but who knows how long that's gonna last. For two, why keep pushing toward digital-only distribution in so many formats and by so many companies when companies are just going to be taking down the games? Obviously, those of you who already bought the games, you can still install them, you can still play them, they are honoring that. You still have the game. But anybody who wanted to buy the game is now kind of SOL. It's just so interesting to me. What is the point of promoting digital when digital is so up in the air still? They want us to feel so much like things are right at our fingertips and like things are so convenient don't make us feel like panicked about these games possibly disappearing. Or are they gonna reappear? Like, what? We don't know anything. And I believe it also happened without warning. No one really knew. So they did like this big fire sale, and then they were like, oh, it's gone. It has been announced that the game Titanfall will not support mods or give people the ability to create their own maps at launch. Now notice that I said at launch, because a lot of people are like, no, but maps, right? Like this sort of a game, you need to be able to make maps. Like that's part of a huge community right there. They haven't said specifically that they're going to definitely have a map editor, but they've said they're going to look at it, look at the market. And I don't understand why that is, because so many people are so excited for this game. I guess just in case it flops somehow, but I know a lot of people are going to buy it at the very least, regardless of how many people continue to play it. Like the number of people who will buy it is going to be a lot, and one of the ways they are going to keep people interested is giving them modding capabilities of some sort. So they said they're gonna like look and like see what's going on and figure out like whether or not they should have a map editor, but obviously you should. Look me in the eyes. You should have a map editor. Oh, my nail. Oh, my nails chipped. Oh, some of my nails are chipped. No! One of the most frustrating things to me is how many games are just eliminating modding altogether. Like franchises that used to have mods, eliminating the ability to have mods, or companies that are saying, here, we'll create like this little weird contained modding tool that doesn't really give you a whole lot of options, and then you just cry to yourself. Like, look, the only reason that people played Sims for so long is because they could make cool hairstyles. One of the reasons people love making maps is so that when you look top down, the map is a picture of a thing. Customization is so key to continuing to have a game that is fresh and new, and that's all I have to say. As a final bit of news, everybody wanted to know my top 5 games of 2013, so here it is. Path of Exile, best free-to-play MMO I've played probably ever. Papers, Please, one of the most engaging historical-ish games that I have ever played in my life. Gone Home, best game that's not really a game that I've played probably maybe ever. I don't think Stanley Parable counts because it's like making fun of games, so it feels like it's a game within a game that's kind of a game that's not really a game. Towerfall, I know that it's not officially released, but oh my god, I've played more hours of that game than any other game this year by far. And Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, because holy poop, Monster Hunter games are really fun and I never knew. There's my top 5. There, now we did like a 2013-ish sort of a thing. Welcome to 2014, everybody. And that's been my show. Thank you so much for watching. If you have a positive or a negative response, feel free to leave it in my comment section. And if you would like to have coffee with me, you can click wherever I put the annotation and it'll take you to my other channel. But otherwise, hope you guys had an amazing day and an amazing weekend, and I will talk to you again next Saturday. Bye-bye. Mwah. God, think of all the in-game diddly-dops I could get with my bitcoins.